Hey everyone, it's the Night of Awesome, here with my next review for First Impressions. This time I will be taking a look at Amnesia, The Dark Descent. Uh, you're probably wondering, Night, why are you, doing Amnesia? That thing came out in 2010. Well, I'm kind of poor, so can't exactly keep up to date on some of the new games, and Amnesia was within my price range, and I also kind of really wanted to play it. So I downloaded the demo first to try and test it out, make sure that I didn't, make sure that I wanted to actually spend my money on it. And I suppose my first impression of the demo was that it had promise, but it wasn't as scary as I had thought it was going to be, so I was a little bit disappointed. It was still a fun game. The mechanics were interesting, and the graphics were good. Gameplay was solid. It just, I wasn't scared. Even in the last part of the demo is you're in a room that's flooded and you've got to stay on top of the debris because there's a monster in the water that'll get you if you're in the water. So I mean, that was pretty much as intense as it got. And that wasn't scary. That was just hopping from box to box, running in the water, trying to get out before you were killed. It wasn't scary. I mean, it could be a little bit intense, but I don't know. I just wasn't scared. I was a little bit frustrated when I got killed over and over again. Um, and when I hear the term survival horror, I expect, to be like blood pounding, completely terrified throughout the entire thing. Which is why I play games like Silent Hill or, even Slender. I mean, quick tangent here, but I've become a little bit desensitized to Slender, but it still offers a few jump scares, which is nice, and the game is still addictive. So I guess you're getting a 2-for-1 here, Slender and Amnesia. Um, so I decided to download the full version, and I haven't finished it yet, so this is why this is still a first impressions review, but it's certainly a lot better than the demo. A lot better. There are a few things story-wise that I'm going to address, but first I want to talk about, the gameplay and stuff hasn't changed at all. Everything is still pretty much the same. You explore a few different parts of the castle in the beginning, that weren't in the demo. In the first part when you first wake up, there's a completely new section that I hadn't seen before, and that, I was actually kind of happy about because it meant, the demo didn't completely ruin the first few pieces of the game for me. And overall, it was just scarier. Uh, you know, monsters aren't everywhere, kind of like in Silent Hill. Like, Silent Hill, for those of you who have played it, you know that, the monsters are terrifying, but they're everywhere. In Amnesia, the lack of ability to defend yourself is, amazing because, at least in games like Silent Hill, you can fight back. But in Amnesia, you just, you've got to hide, otherwise you're going to die. And that adds to the fear, in my opinion, because, there's the element of complete hopelessness. I mean, in Slender, you kind of went in knowing that you were going to, you were eventually going to die. That was the whole point of the game. So, it's not a big surprise when you die. In Amnesia, you can pick stuff up and, like throw chairs and stuff, and you're not going to be able to beat the monsters. You've got to run. It's kind of a different psychological aspect of survival horror, I guess. The sort of thing of you want to fight back and you try, but you're just inevitably going to die if you try and face the monsters head on, which is really nice, I thought. Um, I'm kind of annoyed with the whole lighting thing. Like, I guess that's my own frustration. It's a brilliant mechanic, using the darkness of the game to its advantage, adding to the psychological fear, especially when you run out of tinder boxes or oil to light areas that are completely dark. You're kind of screwed. I guess what's really annoying to me is that like, I just keep using all my oil and tinderboxes, meaning the game is kind of, it's too challenging for me. I'm just, like, bumping into stuff, especially in the storage room where it's completely pitch black. At least in some places, when it's dark, your eyes adjust and you can still kind of see. When it's pitch black in the storage room, you're completely screwed. So, thank God for the amount of tinderboxes and oil that were down there. So, overall, I like the game. Mechanics are solid. It's definitely a lot scarier than the demo made it out to be. And, it's just fun to play. It's really addictive. Honestly, as soon as I'm done with this review, I want to continue playing it. So, now to talk about the story, because, I did have a few issues with that. The whole point of the game, in fact, in the beginning of the game, the disclaimer says to become immersed in the story. So I went in ready to do just that, Yeah, I wasn't worried about winning. I just wanted to play a good story. That's why I play any game, is for the story, really. I want to be told an excellent story. I want to interact with something that kind of comes alive to me. And Amnesia does that in a way. The little bits of memory and diary and information that you find along the way are definitely interesting and very engaging. I just, I like it. It's a very, very interesting story. Especially the way that you kind of find out a little bit more bit by bit. It makes me look forward to the next diary page or the next scrap of book that I'm going to find that's going to tell me a little bit more about Amnesia's world. The problem that I have is the fact that you've given yourself amnesia. While a convenient plot point, it begs the question, why did you do it? I mean, the main character, Daniel, could have very easily not given himself amnesia. In fact, that's probably the best thing he could have done, is to not give himself amnesia. Because, waking up, you find the note saying, you've got to kill this guy Alexander, and also there are monsters hunting you. Well, wouldn't it be smart to not forget how to survive that? I mean, you would think that former Daniel would know how to, survive against the monsters that are hunting him, as he's had more experience. Now you're just sending yourself into this completely new situation without any knowledge of how to survive except for basic instincts. While very interesting, it's kind of a plot hole to me, and I found it very annoying. I can see why they did it, a convenient way to start the plot off and then introduce the character to the story bit by bit without having to do too much exposition. It just didn't seem to fit to me. But that's just kind of nitpicking, especially because the entire game is revolved around the fact that you've given yourself amnesia. So, I mean, while that point in itself is kind of weak, the game overall is fantastic, and I did enjoy it, and I am planning to enjoy the ending. If my opinion changes, I'll give a final review, but considering the fact of how far I've gotten in the game, I don't think my impressions will change. Obviously, I could very well be wrong about that. The ending could change my opinion. I could gain a better opinion about it. I could gain a worse opinion. Either way, I'll make a final impressions video, like I will with most other things that I've reviewed on here. So, until then, I'm not sure what I'll be reviewing next time, so keep an eye out for it.